What's up, YouTube? It's your boy John from Project Ellsworth. The other day, my wife and I went to way too many Walmarts, way too many Dollar Trees, one Target, and one Big Lots. I got all kinds of stuff to show you. It is time for another haul video. I hope everybody out there is doing well and staying safe. Let's jump right into this. I got quite a few things to show you. First up, I picked up a DVD called The Nanny. Alright, let's see what this one says. In this dark fantasy, a mysterious nanny is put in charge of an inquisitive young girl, Noah. Thought that was a boy's name. And her little brother, Michael. When Noah becomes suspicious that her nanny, portrayed by Jamie Murray, could very well be an evil fairy from the dark underworld, she pleads her case to anyone that will listen, as Noah seeks answers and hopes to reveal her true identity, or the true identity, of her eerie caretaker. She finds that the truth is much more twisted than she could have ever imagined. So that sounds pretty good. The Nanny. Got that at Dollar Tree for $1. Next up, at the one Big Lots that we stopped at, I got something called Dread Central's Monsterland. This was $3. On the back it says totally off the wall and grisly horror and grisly horror anthology. Alright, bad English. Totally off the wall and grisly horror anthology. Yeah, that's exactly how it's not written. It's just not worded well. As unpredictable as it is insane, and a monstrous good time, so much fun by Bloody Disgusting. So for $3, I figured I'd pick that up and give it a watch. The case is a little beat up, but again, it was only $3. Alright, and at one of the many Walmarts that we went to, I picked up this little Ellen Ripley figure. I thought she was pretty neat. They had a bunch of stuff there. They had one Bishop. They had a whole bunch of Predator figures such as these there. I've never actually seen one of these before, so I was surprised to see that the one that they had, several of, was Ellen Ripley. Alright, next up, a couple more DVDs. This one is called The Devil's Whisper. This one is listed as being horrifying and disturbing. 15-year-old Alejandro Duran aspires to one day be a Catholic priest, but when Alex discovers a mysterious box, he unwittingly unleashes a demonic spirit hell-bent on possessing him. Kind of in the vein of Hellraiser, I guess, with the possessed box, puzzle box, whatever. Alex must find a way to defeat this ancient demon, which has been tormenting children since the dawn of man, before it destroys him and everyone he loves. So I thought that sounded pretty good. I'll buy pretty much anything that tells me that it's disturbing. I like disturbing movies. That one was $1. Another one I got at Dollar Tree called The School. Thought that looked really creepy. A Lesson in Evil. Dr. Amy Wintercraig, an attractive, successful surgeon, struggles to cope with her emergency room duties and those of a younger mother looking after her hospitalized son who has fallen into a coma. After being reprimanded by her boss for obsessively believing her son will wake up, she becomes trapped in a coma, purgatory of her own. The school, where children from the past emerge to taunt and test her to the core. Can Amy survive this lesson of the school and save those children, her son, and herself? Will she learn to play by the rules or die playing? So, I don't know about this one, but that's another one that was only $1. So, I figure, what the heck? Give it a shot. Alright, next up, this is actually not horror, but I bought it just because I thought it was kind of badass, and I love Smokey and the Bandit. Just a pop figure. I very rarely buy anything like this that's not horror themed, but they had this at Walmart, and I believe the price was $8.78. So, I like Smokey and the Bandit. I like Smokey and the Bandit a whole lot. I think it's a badass movie, so I figured I'd buy that and pop him on my desk. next up is another $1 movie called The Unwilling. Thought that looked pretty creepy. Following the death of the family's patriarch, a group of relatives meet at the estate of his agoraphobic and OCD son for the reading of the will. Each family member wants a piece of the inheritance. A mysterious box, here we go, it's another mysterious box movie. A mysterious box appears and begins to seduce them with their deepest, darkest, and deadliest desires. Sibling Michelle's vanity causes her to fall prey to her image in an antique mirror. Her power-hungry ex-husband, from A Nightmare on Elm Street, was Robert Rustler from A Nightmare on Elm Street, now engaged to a much younger woman, is consumed by an old gold bar. Yeah, sounds kind of weird, but another mysterious box movie for $1. Alright, next up we have Eyes Wide Front, Eyes Wide Front, Jesus. Eyes Front, A Serial Killer's Nightmare. It's got Michael Madsen in it. This, once again, was $1. I just don't think you can go wrong with a $1 horror movie. I've paid a lot more money for some movies that I've seen that are actually inferior to some of these $1 movies. This chilling look into the tormented mind of two killers from completely different walks of life explores the thin line between good and evil. So I thought that sounded pretty good. Next, I got another pop figure. I got an Edgar Allan Poe figure. I do believe I got him at the one Target that we went to. I've never seen him before. I haven't read a ton of Poe stuff, and what little I have read, it's been years since I read it. But, you know, quote the Raven, nevermore. Alright, next is Kill List. La Liste Noire. Another $1 movie, one of the most violent and disturbing films you'll ever see. That's a turn on for me right away. Will leave your bones rattling. Nearly a year after a botched job, a hitman takes on a new assignment with the promise of a big payoff for 3 killings. What starts off as an easy task soon unravels, sending the killer into the heart of darkness, where the only way out is to give in. Alright, so this is all written in 2 different languages on the back, which tells me I may be dealing with subtitles here. But either way, subtitles don't bother me. If the movie's worth watching, the subtitles shouldn't bother you. Alright, next I got another monster movie to add to my collection from the Man-Eater series called Behemoth. I know I've never seen this anywhere, but I know I also have a couple of these movies from this Man-Eater series. From the depths of Earth it will rise. Now, I like a good monster movie, and I really like a $1 good monster movie. Next up, I got another Toony Terrors. This one is from Series 2. I got Pinhead. They didn't have any of the other ones from Series 2 other than Chucky and the Bride of Chucky. And I'm not sold on that yet because I haven't seen those movies. So maybe eventually I'll get to buying those. Next, I got Door to the Other Side, which every time I glance at this, I want to call it The Other Side of the Door, probably for very good reason. Incredibly tense with one hell of a climax. Another $1 movie from Dollar Tree. Some people should be left alone. Letting them in was his way out, but he was not alone. Tim lives as a shut-in. Except for visits from his psychiatrist, he has successfully cut himself off from the outside world. When he learns he will be evicted from the sanctuary that he has created, the very fabric of his sanity begins to tear. Strange things begin to happen as the pressure of re-engaging with the outside mounts. He is imagining these events as stress wreaks havoc on his fracturing psyche, or is reality grimmer? He is haunted by a sinister presence which preys upon those trying to help him. That's written strange. Or is reality grimmer? Is he haunted? Yeah, it's weird the way that's written. But whatever. $1 movie. Next one is something called Cabin 28, based on the true life murders which inspired The Strangers. Another $1 movie. Looks like it falls along the same lines as The Strangers does. That's that. Next up, I got a NECA figure at one of the Walmarts. I got Ash from Evil Dead 2. Thought he was pretty cool. I got him home and my son was pretty excited. So I guess I will be going and finding another one of these to pick up for him. He generally doesn't collect this kind of stuff at all, but he loves Evil Dead and loves Ash. Loves Ash versus Evil Dead, loves all this stuff. So I will be making my way back to see if I can get one of those for him. I believe I got that one at one of the local Walmarts, so I should be able to get it for him. This movie, I don't even know if I've ever seen this movie, but it was the only one that I don't have in my collection, and it was dirt cheap. Jaws: The Revenge. I knew I had parts 1, 2, and 3. I didn't think I had this. I actually called my son from Walmart for him to come down here and check my shelf for me to make sure I didn't have it. I didn't have it, so I picked it up dirt cheap. Now my collection is complete. One thing I typically don't do is buy movies out of order, but I did here. I bought something called The Invoking 2. $1 movie. The Dead Never Rest. A Twisted Tale of Terror. Looks pretty good. Nice and creepy. So, figured for $1 I can't go wrong. Next, I got another NECA figure. One of the Pennywise from the It collection, the newer It collection. There's the back of the box. I'm going to do an unboxing video for every single one of these NECA figures. I actually have one in the can. It's been recorded as well as edited and uploaded, and it's scheduled to come out next Saturday. There's the inside of the box. It's much easier to see these when they're not inside of the package. So I'll get these guys all out and do an unboxing for you. Next is something I picked up at the only Big Lots I went to. I believe this was also $3. It's a double feature of the original Terminator as well as Terminator Genesis. I bought Terminator Genesis for my son, but I did not have my own. So I picked this up just so that I could make sure that I had every one of those movies in my collection. I picked up Terminator Dark Fate a week or two ago when I picked up my Terminator NECA figure. Now I have all the Terminator movies. That was the only one I didn't have. Bought it, but didn't own it for myself. Next up, I got Scary as Hell, The Next great horror film is here, The Lodge. The trailer for this looked fantastic. I believe Ben from Cadaver Glove was also... Cadaver Glove. Ben from Cadaver Club was also saying that this was really good. I believe it was Ben. Ben watches a lot of stuff. He inspired me to watch Blood Quantum, which my review for Blood Quantum posted yesterday. So I watched the trailer for this. It looked really, really good. So I picked that up as well. Next up is the third and final NECA figure that I picked up. I finally got the Michael Myers figure from Halloween 2. I have not seen him in stores to buy up until the other day. I found him at the only Target that we went to, so I picked him up. He's really awesome. I'll buy anything Michael Myers. The inside of the box. I actually can't wait to get him out of the box, just to get him out of the box and put him in my Halloween collection. Really like him a lot. I'll probably put him on display with the blood coming out of his eyes. Not the Ben Tramer mask, and not the one that he's wearing currently. Alright, next up, I finally got a copy of Underwater on Blu-ray. I've heard good things about this movie as well. The trailer for this, I saw it seemingly every time I went to the movies for a month and a half. And I finally picked it up. I kept seeing this in the store, but not on Blu-ray. I would see it on standard definition, and when I did see it on Blu-ray, the slipcover was destroyed, so I didn't buy it, and I finally found that the other day. And the last thing I picked up was the Scream Factory edition of Candyman. $10 at Walmart. I love Candyman. I don't have it on Blu-ray. I have it on standard definition. I've had that thing for years and years and years. But when I saw this the other day, there was no way I was passing this up. I needed the upgrade anyway, and that is a really good addition to get for 10 bucks. All right, so I hope you enjoyed the video. That was a whole lot of shopping that Janae and I did that day. We had no intention of any of that taking place. We were actually just driving, doing sort of a road trip to go to lunch with the intention of stopping at maybe 1 or 2 stores, and we wound up stopping at probably between 15 and 20 different stores that day. So we had a good day that day. Obviously, I had a really good haul that day, and I just figured I'd shoot this video and share it with you guys. So if you liked the video, please give me a thumbs up. If you really liked the video and you've been enjoying my content up to this point, please do me a huge favor. Click that subscribe button and ring that notification bell. Take care of yourself, take care of each other, have a kick-ass day, and thank you for watching.